famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. We got several guests on this morning, so we're going to get started real quick. On the phone with us right now from, I assume, Atlanta is our State Senator Blake Tillery. Take it away, Bob.
Yeah, we got Tuesdays with Tillery and Blake. This is a Super Tuesday, but Crossover Day took place last Thursday. We talked with Stephen yesterday, got his thoughts on what all took place, so we'll get you to give your thoughts on Crossover Day last Thursday in Atlanta.
Thanks, Bob. Good to hear you this morning. I'll have to go back and listen to what Stephen said and get his comments. Good intel there. Let me know that.
He gave a good rundown. He had a bunch of bills that he talked about.
Yeah, there were quite a few. I think there were, around in excess of 50 on the Senate calendar. Just a summary of some that probably matter most in our area. The Georgia Religious Freedom Restoration Act is something that's been battered around in the legislature for many, many years. We got it out of the Senate, sent it over to the House yesterday. It basically would take and safeguard religious freedom from government interference and make sure that the religious freedom is on the same level as the First Amendment, Second Amendment, and others as it relates to government intrusion. That's been discussed for many, many years, and I'm sure it'll be a hot button over in the House, too. It was a bill that banned foreign nationals from contributing to political campaigns. We thought that was already in place, but made sure we strengthened that a little bit. Also, land to keep foreign nationals from being able to acquire land, specifically within a 25-mile radius of military bases and airports and other soft targets like nuclear power plants, etc. Some other bills that weren't quite as hot topic, but really beneficial, I think, are bills that are going to allow us to move into the 21st century about notarizing documents. If you notarize a document right now, you still have a wet stamp. This lets, in certain instances, it be done via an online notary, and some ways to safeguard that and make sure it's still secure. A 2-year pilot program. We've heard from our hospitals locally that they have a lot of trouble with transfers, making sure they can get folks either out to bigger tertiary centers or getting them into our hospitals when needed. And there's a 2-year pilot program that the state's going to fund to provide additional ambulances for transfers and emergency care and in strategic areas across the state, our area being one of them. And then also a bill that deals again with hospitals, nonprofit hospitals, about posting their financial records and top 5 paid employees that aren't physicians, basically so we can make sure that communities know and can determine what the benefits of the community is of the nonprofit hospital. I think that's going to be helpful. It won't affect us in Jesup as much as it will some of the metro areas. But when we got some nonprofit hospitals with Cayman Islands accounts, it kind of makes you scratch your head and wonder what's going on.
Yeah, just joining us. I'm sorry. Just joining us on the phone with us is State Senator Blake Tillery in Atlanta. It's winding down. The budget is the big issue that has to be approved. How big is the state budget?
In the amended, it was $37.5 billion. It falls back down several billion for 2025. We expect to see a slowdown here. As I look at the revenue numbers, I get them weekly. Most of the senators and representatives don't look at them weekly like I think I do. But we're probably down about 2.5% right now, month to year to date, just for this week. So there is a slowdown. It's real. But our numbers are still doing so much stronger than they were even 3 years ago that we've put ourselves in a position that we shouldn't have to dramatically reduce services, and we still should be able to reduce taxes for individual homeowners and families here in Georgia. We still should be okay.
And when's the final vote on that budget take place? Is it the last day of the session, or does it take place? That's
a great question. So the deal with the House was they were supposed to get us the big budget on Thursday. They did not. So today in the Senate, so it's an active Senate day, but the Senate has paused all bills, all House bills, until the budget comes over to essentially incentivize that transfer faster. Because remember, the calendar's set. We will adjourn the fourth week of March, regardless, 27th or 28th. I don't remember exactly which day right now. I should know that. So we're running out of time. It takes 16 days to run through the Senate to run through its phase of the budget. We started Senate meetings on the budget this morning at 7:30 without the House document, just because the time is getting too short, like you said.
It's a very busy time of year. Anything else we need to know about? Anything controversial is going to come up in the next couple of days? Is there a bill out there that's just battling back and forth?
There's still some things about certificate of need and allowing doctors and investment in hospitals in areas that'll be controversial, I'm sure. The school choice matter will still come back up. But I honestly think the Religious Freedom Act that we've already gotten out of the Senate will probably be the House's biggest struggle over the next few days.
Okay. Well, again, always good to talk to you. Stay safe in Atlanta, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thank you, guys. Have a great morning.
All right. Take care.
State Senator Blake Tillery here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Well, we got the folks from Appling County, Sheriff Mark Melton, and folks going to be in this morning in just a few moments. They'll move from the green room to the studio, talk about a event going on over in Baxley, and we'll have them on in just a moment.
South Georgia weather.
Here's your WIFO forecast.
Gray skies for our Tuesday forecast. We're going to stay pretty cloudy today with a high near 70. We'll begin to bring in scattered showers and a few thunderstorms as we get into the evening. Off again, on again showers and storms tomorrow, but we may continue to see just a few peaks of sunshine, highs in the mid-70s. Straight sunshine on Thursday, highs mid-70s, spotty showers Friday afternoon. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. We continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO. Bob, who do we have in the studio now?
Well, we're pleased to have the Sheriff of Appling County in the studios with us, Mr. Mark Melton. They've got another big event coming up. He's got Mr. Davis with him. So, Sheriff, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming over.
Thank y'all for having us and letting us come over and spread the news about our Law Enforcement Expo.
Y'all have this each year, right?
Every year. This is the 7th year.
Okay. I was just talking, we just heard that had State Senator Blake Tillery on, and he said hey to y'all, and he's been to y'all's event several times.
That's right. We invite them. We're a little early this year. We had to, we didn't have to, but we tried to work it out so that all our surrounding counties would not be out on spring break. In years past, we did it in April, and we always hit a spring break, and it affected the numbers of students that could come from other schools. So this year we backed it up a little, and no school in any county that surrounds us is out on spring break. So we're expecting a really large crowd. We've went to every school in the surrounding counties, including our schools, and advocated for them to come, and I believe we're going to have a really large crowd. We're cooking for 2,000 people.
Wow. And what's the date again? What activities will be taking place?
March 20th, and it'll be from 9 to 2 at the Appling Ag Center there on Highway 15 South out of Baxley. We will be doing a large number of live shows, live demonstrations. We'll start at 9:15 with our opening ceremony. We'll have fire department will do a demonstration with a vehicle fire. Then we'll have a multi-agency crash scenario where we use all our first responders from Appling County. Each one will be involved in the role. We'll have the bomb squad from the GBI will be hopefully blowing up some things.
Getting to see stuff blown up.
Getting to see stuff blown up.
Yeah.
The Department of Corrections will be there with their tactical teams doing maneuvers, which is always a big draw for the kids. We'll have our dedication ceremony at 11:45. At that time, we're going to honor and do it in memory of Miss Allison Flory, who was instrumental in getting this event together. So we'll give her family a plaque and recognize Allison for all her hard work getting this thing started many years ago. Then we'll have a SWAT scenario with our state SWAT team, and then Plant Hatch adversary, our security will do a composite adversary team takedown, and then we'll have Camden County K-9 units will be doing their K-9 demonstrations.
Okay.
So those are just the live events. Each vendor, each agency can do stuff at their tents and at their areas, so they'll be doing individual things. We'll have a whole lot of things like I believe we're going to have shooting scenarios. What's it called? The video things they do. Anyway, we'll have those Georgia Public Safety Training Center will be setting up, and they'll be doing shoot don't shoot scenarios that the kids can be involved in. We'll have driving simulators, shooting simulators, and we'll have a DUI task force where they drive the little golf cart around and try to maneuver through the cone course as they wear our drunk goggles and things
Drunk
like
goggles.
That.
Yeah, make you feel and look like you're actually had a few, but you
That's
really don't.
right.
But you got glasses on that, and it shows you how it affects your driving.
That's exactly right. So
I didn't know I knocked down all those cones.
that wasn't me.
Any cost?
I
in this
didn't do
expo?
it.
No cost
No cost.
whatsoever. We have sponsors that provide all the expenses are covered. So the food, we'll provide hamburgers and hot dogs. We chips, drinks for lunch for everybody. We'll have drinks out and water for everybody. No cost to come in. Our vendors and we have approximately 60 vendors this year coming. We're not sure of the number. People come and go and things come up, but we're expecting around 60, and that would be city, county, state, and federal agencies, including our military. So
Wow.
we are having quite a show. We've done it every year since 2018, and it's just got bigger every year.
Also we'll have aircraft on hand. I think we'll have 6 helicopters, and some of those helicopters will be part of the live scenarios that we're going to do. Live Star will actually do a demonstration when they come in and pick up somebody and leave with them on one of our crash scenarios. Last year, the SWAT team actually came in and rappelled out of the helicopter as part of their takeoff scenario. So they'll be in the military. We'll also have some helicopters there also. So kids, that's always a big draw for the kids.
Oh yeah, and this is on a Wednesday, right? March 20th, and from 10 to 2. Did you
9
say?
to 2.
9 to 2. And do you work with the schools to get the kids bussed in there to this event?
We do. Like I say, we've gone to every school in the surrounding county. So we've been to Appling, Bacon, Wayne, Jeff Davis, Tatnall, and Toombs.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all committed, their high schools and their middle schools have committed to send students over there. So they'll bus in. That's why we start at 9, give them time to get to school, and then 2, it'll be over at 2, and they can get back home and get on their buses back
get
home.
some buses back home.
Well, so again, we know we've already got a commitment of about 300 students from out of county and about 1,200 from our own school system.
Okay.
We really target the middle school students. Those are our biggest supporters, and we do that, Butch, trying to set these guys up with the understanding to set their goals, their sights on what they want to do in life as a career. And we show them all the career paths that are out there. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of first responder type jobs. You don't have to go to college. You can, and it would certainly help you. But you don't have to go. We'll bring you into these careers, teach you what we want you to learn, and teach you how to do this job, and pay you decent pay in a lot of these positions. We have, like I say, city, county, state, and federal jobs that are out there. One of the things that I'm excited about this year, we believe that we got Federal Law Enforcement Training Center involved and coming out, and we went and met with those guys the other day. They train 127 federal law enforcement agencies right there in Brunswick.
Wow.
127
different agencies?
127 different.
Wow.
And the thing that I told them, if you didn't do anything else for me, I'd like for you to put a big board up that identifies every federal law enforcement agency so that people can see, because my guess is that I don't have a citizen that can name 20 federal law enforcement agencies. And there's 127, and that's not all of them. That's just ones that they train. So
absolutely amazing.
It is amazing. And
where's this located? For people, no Baxley knows, but if you're from Wayne County and you're headed to Baxley, where's the Ag Center? How do you get there?
If you go ahead, Jim.
I've got it. The address is 2761 Blackshear Highway, Baxley, Georgia. That's 2761 Blackshear Highway.
Just go to Baxley and get on 15 and go south.
That's right.
How far is?
About a mile and a half outside of town, and it's on
About a mile. Okay. Mile and a half out of town, on the left.
Yep.
On Highway
Just
15.
Before the middle school, there'll be lots of vehicles there, lots of law enforcement vehicles and first responders vehicles. So you won't miss it. All the agencies will be set up early. Around before 8, they're supposed to be set up and ready to roll. So it'll be very busy on that road, but it's we're so excited to do this year. Again, it's the biggest event that we host as the sheriff's office, and we're certain that this is the biggest event of this type in Georgia, maybe in the Southeast. We've gone to Florida and different locations throughout Georgia, these job fair type, and I really don't want it to be known as a job fair, but it is. Again, we started this thing as a tool to just build a bridge with our young people. We felt like law enforcement was getting a bad rap, and we wanted these kids to know we're here to help you. We're not here to hurt you. We, in times of trouble, in times of peril, you ought to be running to us, not running from us. And so we did it, and we still do it as a way to gap that bridge, to let the students and young people see the importance of first responders. And we're trying to encourage them to look to those career paths, because I'll be truthful with you, if we don't have first responders that are coming up in the future, we could be in perilous times in our country, because we have to have these guys to survive, to be quite frank.
We do. And we're not in perilous times right now, but you can see the trend heading that way.
Yeah, that's right.
As a lot of communities are having trouble being able to find first responders of many types.
Well, the job market is tough on everybody right now, but it's extremely tough in these areas. We are close to full capacity, but it's a struggle every month or two. We'll gain 2 or 3 and lose 2 or 3, and you just have a hard time keeping people in. When they come into the workforce, they don't really know what they're getting into until they step into it, and so it's a learning process. It's not for everybody. But the ones that really are called, they love it and they can't get it out of their system. And the ones that are not called, they come in and they realize pretty quick this isn't their calling.
Right. It's like nursing or anything like that where you're serving. Yeah.
Yeah. When you doing this job, you are definitely serving too. You're working for the community, and I tell kids all the time, it doesn't pay the best, but the rewards are great.
Okay. I think this is a great event that y'all putting over there in Appleton County and Baxley for these young folks to go there and learn all the different things that law enforcement does from the local level, state level, and national level. All kind of career paths they could go once they graduate high school. They can go directly into it and be trained. They can go to college and come back out, and whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of different avenues for folks to go when it comes to law enforcement on all levels.
Well, and the salaries, excuse me, are much better than they were back in the day. You can expect, if you follow a decent career path, you can begin your career in the 40,000 range, and you can end your career in the 6 figures pretty easily anymore. And so, and that's not just in the federal level. Now, the federal level is the ideal place to end a career, They have the best salaries, but there's money to be made. You know, you're not going to get rich, but you're not going to starve to death. And I remember the days when you had to work 3 jobs to maintain these jobs.
Okay. All right, we've got the Appleton County Sheriff Mark Melton along with his chief deputy in this morning talking about this big event going on in Baxley on March 20th. What is actually the name event called again?
Law Enforcement First Responder Expo.
Okay. And it'll be on March 20th there at what location again?
Appling Ag Center on Highway 15 in Baxley, Georgia.
Just south of Baxley on Highway 15. It's shooting simulator. That's why someone just, we're trying to think of the thing. Somebody texted in shooting simulator.
There you go.
We appreciate the audience out there helping out them.
You know, when you get old, those words just don't come to you sometimes.
I'm the same way on the air. Some mornings, I'll be sitting here like, okay, where am I? What did I just say? What's the word I need to say?
We've said that word 1,000 times. Thank you very much.
We got a lot of listeners in Baxley. You are running for re-election. Is that correct?
I am running for re-election.
So you might want to let people in Baxley know that, because we got a lot of Baxley listeners.
I am running for sheriff one more time, and if you're out there from Appleton County and you can vote, I'd love to have you vote in support May the 21st.
Can I ask you one more law enforcement question?
Yes,
We got a lot of frustrated law enforcement officers here. You know, they're making cases, but we got a DA that keeps dropping a lot of cases here in Wayne County. You having the same issue in Appleton County?
It's the same DA for there.
Yes, we've had some cases that we're not real satisfied with, but he's working. Seems to be wanting to work with us, and so I think we're maybe not in the same exact boat that they're in here. We hadn't had any real major cases kicked out. I've heard some tales about cases that's been kicked out over here that just kind of baffled me, but I don't know all the details.
Well, the sheriff's going to address that Monday when he comes on there. So a lot of misinformation out there on social media. So, but we got several big cases that just seem to be, gone by the wayside that the law enforcement ain't happy with. So I just wonder if y'all had the same issue over there.
I don't know that ours are getting kicked out. I'll tell you, and I've had conversation with the district attorney and his staff. What probably has been one of our big concerns is just that they sit there too long, and then 2 or 3 or 4 years, they don't have as much interest to prosecute them.
You got to take it to the grand jury.
That's
like I
right.
said, I
Get it
talked to
done.
Judge Kelly. He's a former prosecutor. He said, look, cases don't get stronger just sitting on a shelf. You got to take those and get them indicted and take them to court. So that seems to be a big issue here. So again, appreciate you coming in, but we look forward to the expo. You're coming back before the date, right?
All right, coming back one more time?
Yep.
Good.
Just
Look
to keep it in. Hey, and listen, let me say this as in, we target our kids, but we want our citizens to come out. If you come out, if you're from Appleton County or from surrounding county, if you come to this event as an adult, you will be impressed to see all the wares and the tools that these guys have available.
And it's just not for kids. Adults can come and see it too.
That's exactly right. Come out, enjoy it. We'll feed you. You'll have a great afternoon, and hopefully the weather is going to be beautiful. It's just going to be a good event, and we want everybody to come and see what's going on in Appleton County.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Got coming up in just a moment. I think we have another guest out there, but
Appreciate it. Good to
take
see
care,
you.
Sheriff Mark Melton, the Sheriff of Appleton County, along with the Chief Deputy Davis there. We appreciate them coming in from Baxley to tell us about the big event. It's always a big event over there in Appleton County. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup. The time now is 8:27, and we're going to continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob show. And see who we have now as a guest here on the show. They've been standing out there patiently waiting. Yeah, there you go. And what's your name?
Josiah Schluckerbeer.
Say that again.
Josiah Schluckerbeer.
Okay. And what you got going on?
So in about a month, on March 29th and 30th, we've got an event called One Wayne that's going to be happening. It's going to be an Easter festival where it's going to be a fun event for all the families, obstacle courses, inflatables, food trucks, and a huge Easter egg hunt. And just to get a lot of people out there from the community where we're going to preach the message of Jesus Christ. This is a collaborative event with all churches in Wayne County, not just one denomination, but all denominations, both Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, Pentecostals, everyone galore, non-denominational, independent, and bringing all churches together so we can preach the message of Jesus, reach our community. We're going to pray for the sick. People are going to get healed. We're going to really just reach the community for Jesus.
And this date, once again, is?
March 29th and 30th.
39th and 30th.
No,
29th
29th and 30th.
29th and 30th, and it's going to be held where?
It's going to be at JC Stadium from 6 to 9 p.m.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's correct.
Okay. And it's called One Wayne Countywide Easter Festival. And so you got this flyer here. You got the barcode thing on there that people, what do they do with the barcode thing? How do they use it?
So whenever they go on that QR code, and they're going to start seeing actually
QR code.
Yeah, that
you
QR
can tell
code.
all day on QR code.
Hey, you got it. So you can actually see. So actually this week we'll be rolling out promotion where a lot more people in the community, more than just churches, will be hearing about this. Because right now, just most of the churches have been hearing about it so far that we've been working with. But starting this week, we've got promotion that's already been printed and going to be going out on throughout the city on billboards and hand flyers and A2 posters and businesses. And that QR code is going to be free tickets for people to come to the event. There's going to be live music. It's going to be an awesome event. And so people can scan that QR code and go sign up at Eventbrite and get their free tickets.
All right. Appreciate you coming in, and good luck on your event.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Bob, anything else in your mind this morning? All right. That wraps up the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. And it's been brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.